So after a little while of having the guitar around, and I'd always been into, like, when I was a kid in the probably the mid to later 70s, I was real into listening to Black Sabbath and AC/DC and Led Zeppelin and all that kind of stuff. Jimi Hendrix was a huge part of my music listening. I really loved Jimi Hendrix. That and Black Sabbath. And later, towards the 80s, really got into Van Halen. I'm trying to think of what other stuff. Just probably a lot on lines like that. Van Halen, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. I'm sure there's a few others mixed in there. That was earlier, before I got into the punk rock music. So we had my brother had this guitar, and my brother Pete and our friend Caesar, we'd always go to punk shows, and it seemed like every weekend back then there was a show, like a bunch of punk bands playing, and either free or super cheap. And I don't know if it was those guys talking about we should start a band. I don't think I was part of that later. And then so it was me, my brother Pete, our friend Caesar, and Juan. And Juan was learning drums, taking lessons drums, and I think Caesar had already started taking lessons playing bass. And I believe I was a little better at playing guitar than my brother, and then he decided he was going to sing. So then another friend of mine, John, he started playing guitar around the same time I did. So the place where my parents bought this guitar for my brother, Jensen's Music, me and my friend decided, well, let's take guitar lessons. So we took guitar lessons for about 6 months. The instructor, the guitar instructor, his name was Paul. I don't remember his last name, but he was awesome guitar player. He's really good at, like, jazz and classical, and just really good guitar player. Not what we were interested in, but now I look back, I could have learned a lot of stuff from him as far as music theory and like that. But at the time I wasn't interested in learning how to read music, because they didn't have tablature back then. And he started us out on learning how to read music, and we'd do the the basic chords. Should probably tune this thing. So he's having us learn those, and I remember at first I'd have to go like that, and then hold the pick all goofy like this, and that kind of stuff, and took forever. And then different like scales like that. I don't know. I learned scales. I don't know. If you ask me what that is, I have no idea. Some kind of major scale. I just know when you're playing stuff, I know where to put them. I don't know what they're called or why, but if I would have probably been more focused on that when I was a kid, I would have known what the hell I was just playing right there, or what kind of scale. I don't know, a major blah blah blah, this or that. And so he taught us the pentatonic scale, and then another what the hell, whatever that one is. So I think we learned like 3 scales, those chords, and then he started teaching us music and stuff like that. And then we started getting bored, because we wanted to be able to play punk rock music really fast. And I think we were probably about 3 months into lessons, and we were starting to get bored, because we were just doing the same things over and over, and not really knowing what scales were for. Like, we had no idea why we were learning them. We knew why we were learning chords, but learning everything in the open position, we had no use for that, because we didn't play that kind of music. We wanted to play punk rock or classic rock or something like that. I mean, sure, you can use that in there.